From the Easy Go Studios, KLAW Lawton Fort Sill, another hour of Oklahoma's best country on KLAW 101, a taste of country station.
It's now time for the J Burke Home Show on KLAW 101. For the next 30 minutes, you'll hear information that will save you money around your house. With your hosts, Eric Sherem and Jay Burke.
Hey, and a pleasant good morning, Southwest Oklahoma. Kind of overcast and cloudy to start the day, but no complaints here because fall has hit on the calendar, and this is one happy camper.
Well, for heating air companies, it's like we finally my guys are happy. They're saying, hey, I'm not in the 150-degree attic right now. But just a few times this last week, Eric, we got up in the 90s again.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was looking at the extended forecast, and in another week or 10 days, we go back in the 90s again.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, wow, we're going to get to 92, 93 again?
You know, I remember there were days that it got to be where grass was growing still in November. Yeah. One year, this was way back, and it was like near Thanksgiving, and I said, this just does not make sense, you know, but
yeah, it was
that's Southwest Oklahoma.
But, you know, we've had a lot of rain, and so things are still green, and it's hard to believe that, but at night now we're finally getting down into the 50s and 60s, and so it's been, you know, cooler at night, and it's nice to get up with that cool morning. And I know my guys, you know, after you work in an attic for an entire summer since, you know, basically March and April and May, and they go all the way through the hot part of the summer, and it wears you down. I mean, it really does. And so, but we're happy that we can help people with that. But at the same time, my guys are like, thank God that we've finally gotten through that, and we can get an attic now and work and not think we're dying.
I want to start out this portion of the show asking a question that, you know, I know who you are, so I'm very familiar with J Burke, but you know, there is a lot of people with different advertising campaigns, whether TV, radio, newspaper. You can open up the phone book, go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you know, to find out heat and air. And, you know, and you guys are all kind of in that industry. So I guess I want to start out with a question is why you? Why J Burke? And what makes you different from all the rest? Because I think there is a legit concern. And I know that we've took pride in ourselves for referrals, that you refer great businesses that you associate with, and we've had them on as guests, so you can trust. And I relate that to the lady that wants to get her hair done. I think my wife is very particular on who cuts and colors her hair. Okay? Right. So she is not going to just open the phone book and go, okay, who does hair and who does hair well? Well, how can you tell? And you could say, well, I could do that all day. I mean, I could spend. And so, ladies, you know this. You don't do that with something that's that important to you. You'll get a friend that you'll see, oh, who does your hair? That's really nice. And then you call, see if she's got availability, see if she's got an appointment she can get you in. And then you stay there forever. Well, same kind of thing is, why can we trust you? Why J Burke?
Well, we believe that we're the leader in the industry. We've done the training. We hire the best of the best. My lead technician is a graduate of Okmulgee Tech. That's not something we see around Lawton very often. These people have got an associate's degree in applied sciences for HVAC. So it's not like they just went out with their uncle and started doing heating and air and learned on-the-job training, which I don't think is, I'm not knocking that because that's...
No, you did some of that
That's
yourself.
how I started.
That's right.
Right? But I did go back to school. I decided I'd go back to school and learn more about heating and air. But I think one of the things that we commit to, and we commit to no matter whether it's the first person that answers the phone through the customer service reps, all the way to the guy that's going to install it, to the maintenance guys, we train them. And then we kind of have a system set up to where the way that they get moved up, and they know this, is the way they get moved up is by more training. The more training they're willing to do, the more we're willing to give them more pay raises, and more we're willing to give them more opportunity to move up into the next category. And they have to meet criteria to move from a maintenance tech, a guy that does the maintenance, to the next level, to go all the way up to be the lead technician, and maybe one day be the owner. You know, I won't be here forever. So, but you know, you want to have a career goal, and so we believe that our company is a little different in the fact that, you know, we believe even though there's now sometimes there's in the middle of summer there's 20 some odd of us now. I'm being honest with you, Eric. I started out there was 2 of us. You know,
really,
some back in 2000 there was me and my cousin, and that was it. There was nobody else. There was nobody else home, and we started out, but we didn't have any Lawton business. We had a big contract at Fort Sill. We did all the family housing and had done that for 18 years, working with my father. And then my father passed away, and I took it over and started doing that. But I wanted to start my own company and start a name that was specifically, you're still using the Burke name, because I thought, I don't know, most people in Lawton, if you've heard the Burke name, you know that most of us are blue collar workers. We glass stores to bumper stuff and scrap yards and anything else you can think of. Our family's been involved in it, and so we're blue collar workers. But if you ask somebody, hey, where do you go get your glass work done? It's Gene Burke Auto Glass. Mm-hmm. There's no other questions. I mean, it is what it is. Now Shane, the son, has Shane Burke Auto Glass, and he's in Duncan, and all. So we're kind of the same way. We wanted to, I wanted to hang up my own. My dad said, back in 1964, son, I hung up my own shingle.
Yeah, I remember that old slogan. Yeah, that's right.
And he said, so
open for business. That's right. Come on in.
And he said, so get you a piece of that pie, And so I did, and he was able to, it was kind of sad, but he was able to stay around for 2 or 3 months after I'd opened and watch it start to take off. And he kept telling me, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. The national average for heating and air companies to make it, because most heating and air companies are started by, guys that did the work, guys that were the journeyman, or the guy that said, gosh, that owner, he's getting rich, and
I can do this. I can do this better and on my own.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
And he starts out,
he'll do that in different
and he hangs
things.
his shingle, and the national average is most heating and air companies don't last 10 years. And that's the national average. And most of the stuff that we've found through different seminars that we go to is because they don't know anything about business. They don't know, they charge really, really cheap rates, and they do it, really, really cheap, and they can do it for 5 or 6 years, 8 years maybe. But then they can't buy new trucks, and they can never go on vacations, and they can never give their employees any benefits. They can't do those things. So what happens is that company ends up being out of business. And so your warranty is only as good as the company you get it from. So the reason we believe that we're the best is not only are we're committed to our employees. I mean, our employees get full benefits. So we don't just lose employees. We've got employees that have been with us forever. And we hire the best of the best. Drug tested, background checks. We do all of those things. I have heard just recently, and it's sad because you end up hearing these stories where you go out to someone's home, they pick somebody, they went, hey, I just went through the phone book and I got a guy, and he came out and he charged me $1,000 and it's still not fixed. And he told me he won't come back. And now we're not talking about little companies in Lawton. We're talking about some companies that are big companies that just do that. So I would suggest, why us? Go ask for our references. We'll give you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, however many you want. You want to look through 100 different references, we'll give them to you. We'll give you names all day long. Call this people, call all these. Have we ever had an upset customer? Sure we have. But we've made it right. We chose, I said, my slogan is, you can count on my company because you can count on me. Mm-hmm. I'm not playing with that. And so it means a lot to me to make the customers happy. It means a lot to me because I don't care how much advertising we do, how much home shows we do, how much, TV advertising. That doesn't matter. If you're doing crappy work and you're not taking care of the customer, it's going to get around. It's going to get around that, hey, they're not the company. And we have made a commitment from the top down that we are going to be the company. There's going to be no other company. And people always ask me, oh, that's your competition. I said, we don't have competition. We don't. We only compete against ourselves. And I said, yes, I go to jobs, and a lady just last week told me, she said, why should I pick you? And so I went through a list of things. Number one, you're going to get the right install. Number two, we're PSO certified, and we're the PSO partner of the year for the last 2 years. That's not something you could get just because you showed up. You don't get that.
Or went to some banquet or something.
Yeah. Went to a banquet and everybody said, we think you're great. No. And then with Centerpoint, we've done things with them, and there's going to be a new set of flyers and things that come out. They're going to have my ugly mug on them. It's going to talk about, the top companies in Oklahoma to use for natural gas furnaces, and what we've done with them. And But we believe in innovation. We believe in the new things, the stuff that's coming out.
We've talked about some of those. Those are great, whether about stuff that you talked about with not only insulation, but cleaning out your ductwork, which you said 10 years ago no one even thought of.
No.
Yeah, so I love the new gadgets you got.
Yeah, and we buy stuff all the time that is leading edge stuff. But one of the reasons why to pick J&J Burke, not only just we have the best employees, you have our guarantee that we're going to take care of you, and you have my guarantee that we're going to take care of you, no matter what happens. But I think one of the things too to remember is, and get those referrals. Ask people about that company. Ask them, and if they won't give you referrals readily, run. Don't do it. Just don't do it. But for us, we're happy to give those referrals, and like I said, we have hundreds that have said, have them call us. We'll tell them what it's done for us. But also, I think one of the things is, customer satisfaction, being happy, and that's why we believe our customers keep coming back. We get more referrals, hey, Joe, you put a unit in for him 3 years ago, and he said there was nobody else he would ever use. That means more to me than anything. I can advertise all day long, but if I'm doing crappy work, I'm not going to get what I think I'm supposed to get. So, but we provide more solutions. We don't just go out and say we're going to sell you an air conditioner. And once we get through selling you an air conditioner, we'll talk to you. Good seeing you, good knowing you. And there's a lot of companies in Lawton, terrible to say this, and in Southwest Oklahoma that say, we put a new unit in for you, we got your money, and call us if you need us, and we might have time to come back and find out what little tweak needs to happen to your system. And we've heard it over and over again. So many people saying, I got those guys to come out, and Jay, they were right around the same price as you, but they beat you by $400, and I used them, and now they won't come back. Well, they won't come back because that's just who they are. And I don't talk bad about other contractors, but that's the homeowner's thing to do. I won't go to a house and beat a contractor up. I will not do it because most of them are my friends. But I do see the work, and ask around. You can get so many different referrals from people that we like that. But what we stand behind our work 100%. There is no question in my mind that if you have a problem, and we're with a company that stands behind their equipment. Have we ever had problems with pieces of equipment? Sure, since 2000, sure. We've had probably less than 10 that I can remember. But we had a unit that was leaking one time out at a house, and it kept having a leak, and then the compressor went out, and we had another problem, and we were warrantying, and finally I called Lennox, and I said, there's a problem with this system. This is not normal. We don't get this. This doesn't happen. What's going on? And instead of saying, well, Jay, we'll send you some more parts, they said, we're going to send you a new system.
Wow.
And the customer had it for 3 years.
Wow.
We're going to send you
better.
We're going to send you a brand new system.
Wow.
And I said, so what do I tell them about warranty? Start their warranty over. Give them the full 10 years again. We stand behind what we sell. And so we tried to mimic a lot of what they do, and we're a premier dealer with them. And what does that mean? Well, even sometimes when your unit is out of warranty by maybe 6 months or a year, and we tell them this is a great customer and they've been with us for 10 years and they're a Lennox believer. And every person I've ever sold to says, I wouldn't have anything now but Lennox. It's quieter, it's better, it's more, the units are just built better metal, better. We had one the other day that we went to, and I was with, and your son works for me and does some of the maintenance. And I went with him to a house, and we put in a unit a year ago for a guy, and he said, I should have done this 5 or 6 years ago. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. He said, it cut my utility bills more than half. He said, but Jay, I don't even know when it's on. And he told me a story about that his son, he had gone out of town, him and his wife, and his son had came to visit. And he went to the thermostat, and it's a Wi-Fi thermostat. And and he said, didn't want to mess it up. So he said, called and said, Dad, it's a little hot in here. And he said, well, yeah. He said, yeah, because we're gone. It's on a setback. We're gone. Right. And he said, well, we're going to stay over here and watch the game if it's okay on the big screen TV. And he said, okay. And he said, how do I turn the thermostat down? And they said, and the mom said, don't worry, we got you.
I love Okay. And we're also turning it up to get you out of the house after the game's over.
Stop eating. It's heating back up. But she got it turned down for me. And the guy said, "Oh, so cool."
Yeah, of course. That's technology.
But we walked up to the unit, and even Caleb said the same thing. I can't even hear it on. I said, I know and I said, and it's running. Go. It's on all go. It's running. And he said, I don't even hear a compressor. I don't hear a noise. I don't hear anything. How do you know it's on? And I said, well, number one, you go in and look at the thermostat.
And you know it's on. Something's working.
If it's 95 degrees and it's 72 in the house, it's working.
Yeah.
And but it was kind of funny and people just can't believe the quietness. But Lennox is the leader in the industry. I mean, they're the only company that's offering solar. So people that buy higher end units from us, they're solar ready. So as time goes on, if utilities were to go through the roof, and we know that utilities go up every single year, either anywhere between 0.5% to 2%, it's just almost regular in utility rates. Well, they can now hook we can hook solar panels to your unit that will run your air conditioner. It will run your refrigerator. They made it now where it'll even run more parts than just the air conditioning system and the heating system. It's done by solar panels. And you get 30% tax credits from the federal government on solar. There's no other company even talking about solar. They don't even have a clue what solar is. I mean, that's a little facetious. I probably shouldn't say it like that. But Lennox is always the leader in industry and in the industry. And that's what we want to be locally in Lawton. We want to be the leader. We want to be able to give back. We want to be able to be, and we're a part of it. We're vested here. I've lived here my whole life. 47 years. We moved here when I was 3 or 4 years old. My dad moved here to work for the military. We've always been in Oklahoma. We were in eastern Oklahoma. And so my whole family moved here and the rest of a lot of our family was already here. So my dad was basically moving back home and I've never, honest to goodness, Eric, I don't think I've ever considered really moving.
Yeah. I always tell people that too. I mean, a transplant, been here close to 30 years now, 29. And I tell people I choose to live here. People that, say, oh, Lawton and this and that. And we've really grown and we've really leaps and bounds from when I first moved here in 1987. But I want to say, too, that another thing that I can say by talking about you, which kind of gives you a little difference, is, number one, if you want a free assessment and an estimate, you are the one that does it.
Right.
You could send out another crew of someone. But, for you to personally come there for a free estimate, and then I like the diagnosis that you get. And I think that's what people need to understand, too. It's not, okay, your eyes aren't $ straight to, okay, how can I get them to replace this whole unit? You've said before, sometimes you've gone to a place and we're honest with them and said, okay, it really isn't your unit. It's really your ductwork. So,
right.
And before you never messed with ductwork. So I see me as just an outsider of your company evolving into, okay, well, then we need to kind of check into this ductwork. And you said before you were never into insulation. You said that was put up when the house was built and you forgot about it. But then when we became more energy conscious, starting back in the 70s, when we had the big gas lines and people were looking to conserve, and then the whole thing about turn out your lights when you're not using it or make sure your water doesn't drip. So all of that stuff kind of made us a little more conscious about that. And I think your industry was a little bit later on than most because they say, well, what's wrong with it? If it's on, it's working, right? And then when you find out that you've got, we talked about your gadgets, you can hook up something in your door and blow all this wind through it to make sure that where is your heat and air escaping from? And that's important to know, whether it be outside a fireplace or a door. It could just be say, we need to seal your windows and doors a little bit better. Boom. And that's it. So I think that's what I like too, is it's not just a heat and air system. It's an overall complexity of, okay, how is your house heating and cooling and where's the problem and where can we help you?
Yeah, I think it's complete indoor air quality solutions. It's figuring out what can we do to make your house more efficient. You save more money, but you also live more comfortably. If you're in a house that's full of dust and dirt and all you do is complain about, and I know I go to many houses where the ladies say, I could dust every other day and it wouldn't matter. It's terrible. It's horrible. And
don't you get people say, well, that's just Oklahoma? I've heard people say that.
I thought it was just Oklahoma. Just a few years ago, you'd asked me, and I said, oh, we got a lot of wind. Right. Our technology in our industry has changed so much over the last 5 or 6 years. It's been amazing. And we're always, it just seems like our industry is finally catching up with the tide of, Lennox has always been ahead. Dave Lennox invented the very first natural gas furnace 150 years ago. This is not some company that's just going to be here and be gone. That's another thing to think about. When you buy a system, you can get, Joe's unit, but Joe's unit may not be making units in a month or a year. And we've seen that too.
Yeah.
And we had a lady have a unit put in the other day, and I never heard of the brand. Actually, I'm going to go see her on Tuesday. Never heard of the brand, but she said they put me a new unit in, and the guy called me and said, "You have warranty with the company, not with me." So get your warranties in writing.
And how do you do that? Because then is the company going to come down now?
She's got to call them, and they're going to maybe have her. They're going to make her pay someone to go look at it, and then become one of their dealers, and then possibly. So she's may be talking a month before she can even get a fix. And she said, I paid them $1,000 to come out and look at it, and they said it had a leak, and it was my problem, and that shouldn't have been her problem. That's under warranty. There should have never been a problem with that. And so anyway, we have things that we do. We also not only have a little bit about us too, is that we want to see your systems twice a year. We want to make sure that your systems are maintained and right, and you don't have to call us.
This goes back to the dentist philosophy of why insurance companies get you your teeth cleaned every 6 months.
Exactly.
and x-rays, because they don't want to pay for a root canal that's coming that they could prevent. Yeah.
Exactly. And so prevention is 90% of the cure, my dad used to say.
Yeah.
And so, but Lennox makes some of the best equipment. They make the most efficient heater on the market, 98% efficient. So that means 98% of the fuel that's put into it is used to heat the home. 98%.
Wow.
So I always tell people, out of every $100 that you spend, $98 of that is spent in heating the house. $2 goes up the vent pipe. Most heaters that we go to in Lawton are 60% efficient. So you are
40% of it's going up.
It's going right up the vent pipe and leaving. Wow. There's your $40. Bye-bye. See you later. Why? And Lennox not only makes the most efficient, but the quietest air conditioners and heaters on the market. You don't hear them come on. People will say, "I have to turn the TV up and then my wife gets mad because it's so loud." And we put the new unit in. They say, "We actually get along now."
So you're saving marriages and relationships.
We're doing it all.
Wow.
We're doing
Counselor Jay.
But one of the things we like too is that Lennox stands behind everything that we sell, and we're a premier Lennox dealer. Can we sell Train? Can we sell Carrier? Can we sell Ream? Can we sell other stuff? Sure. If that's absolutely 100% without a doubt, that's the unit that you believe in, that's what you want, call us and I'll get you a price on that as well.
Wow.
We're dealers with all of those people.
Okay.
We did
I didn't know. That's something new I didn't know.
Well, we did Fort Sill, and back then Fort Sill just picks the cheapest, their government. They find the cheapest price and that's who they get. And so we had, in one area we'd have Lennox, in one area we'd have Train, and we'd have Ream, and we'd have, every a brand you can imagine. And so I learned to work at that time on all of them and fix them all. So we can do any of those things. But what we want is people to feel comfortable. You shouldn't have to go home at night and wonder, I wonder if my unit's going to come on. That gets a little bit shaky. And so, no, I don't want you to worry about. That should be something you shouldn't have to worry about. And if something is wrong, you shouldn't have to worry about, are they going to show up to help fix it? You call the number. We have a guy on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Christmas Day, 4th of July. It doesn't matter. If you're one of our Comfort Club members, you're guaranteed same-day service. You never pay a service fee. We never charge you $1 to come tell you what's the problem is. And if you're under warranty, you have 10-year parts and labor warranty. For 10 years, you don't have to pay $1 other than your regular maintenance and maybe your filter. That's it. You don't pay $1, not 1 cent. And
then you get rebates or percentages off when you have to get something.
Absolutely. And if you have to get a filter, you may, depending on what you choose, you can get 15, 30, 50% off of your filter costs. And people love that. They,
saves time and money. I don't have to go run down and go get it.
Yeah. And some of them now we're putting in these big, huge 5-inch pleated filters that are 1-year filters. You can't get them locally. You have to either order them online. And I had a guy tell me, he said, I ordered 6 online and I saved $9. And I said, yeah. I said, but with your discounts, you would have saved 36. And he said, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
And I said, well, you get discount, you get your discount. I forgot about the crazy discount. I'm so stupid, he told me. And he really did. He said, I will never. He said, don't tell my wife.
Don't share that information.
Don't tell my wife. So, but we're here to help. We're here to be part of the solution.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back. 1-800-AIR-REPAIR. Let's get that out. 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or JJBurkOct1. So if you want to go online, you can do a lot of stuff there. You can research a lot of things or find out or even get a free estimate or get lined up for that as well. We'll be back. The J&J Burke Home Show right here on KLAW 101.
Hi, I'm Jay Burke from J&J Burke Heating and Air. At J&J Burke, we just combined the rebates from PSO and CenterPoint Energy to save you thousands on the most energy-efficient systems available. J&J Burke is a 2014 PSO Partner of the Year for the entire state of Oklahoma. We are the best at getting you the rebates. So call us at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or go to JJBurkOct1 and learn how you could save thousands today. I'm Jay Burke, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Okay, J&J Burke Home Show each and every morning, each and every Saturday morning from, I wish it was, from 9 until 9:30. Yeah, we're having fun. And then you can call 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or, of course, go JJBurkAir.com. Jay, we talked a little bit about, I think, and usually we've started out the program. We're going to finish the program with giving us an up-to-date on the rebates program. Just in a short, brief synopsis that I can bring you is that basically PSO, so they don't have to make billions and billions of extra changes with a new plant, are trying to find ways that they can put that off down the road because that is coming because of our usage. Let's get better because Oklahoma was needing it, better at using it. So there are rebates, and it's true money given back to you from PSO or CenterPoint Energy, but there was limited funds. And then we were running low in Southwest Oklahoma, but then it was good to hear last week that you said over in the Tulsa area, for some reason, the state of Oklahoma, that there was a little bit more money over on that side. There was kind of shifting over so you could possibly finish up with some of this last-minute rebates.
Yeah, we were told that there was a little bit of money left in the Tulsa market, and they had moved it down to Lawton to help us because we had used up all of our money. At one point, I saw the numbers, and we were down to $3,000 was all was left in the market, and I thought, well, okay, that's the end of that, and they send us weekly updates of how much money is left. Now, the money is still going quickly. I mean, people in Tulsa are still using it, and that will happen. They did come out with another program. It's called Variable Refrigerant Flow, which is, I know that's a lot of verbiage for a heat and air guy, but basically it's a mid-grade unit that Lennox sells and a high-end grade unit that doesn't have a compressor that doesn't have one speed. So it's I can tell you all about it. Call me. You can get an extra $500 from PSO if you buy one of those systems. We haven't had it all year, so this is something new. They've come out between October 1st and December 31st. They'll allow, as long as the money's available, they'll allow you to have that extra $500. And we've sold a lot of those systems this year. But honestly, there's still money left. At CenterPoint, there's still money left. We're moving gas lines up to people's houses like you wouldn't believe. People are constantly, and those that have total electric systems are saying, can I get gas and how can you get it to me? And we're doing it every single day. So let us come look. It won't cost anything, and it will be me. I'll come out and I'll tell you if it's not meant for you. I'll tell you straight up.
Well, because you got a third-party tester that's going to come in and say, no, this is not right for you. Yeah. So it would be worthless for you to make something up and then it not go through. It would make you look pretty bad anyway. So.
Well, I had a lady that was going to Japan. She just left last week, and she has a rental house right down the street from your house, Eric. And she said, hey, I need a new system, but I'm afraid, I'm leaving. I'm going to Japan. And how do I know? And I said, well, number one, you're going to get a PSO check, test in, test out. You're going to get city allotment inspections. You're going to get all these things. So after the conversation with her, she was sold, on the fact that I feel comfortable. She said, I know your company, but I just didn't know how I would get all these things done. I'm out of town. And these are instant rebates again. They're not something you have to wait on. So please, understand that they come directly off the invoice, so you're not waiting on a check from somebody. So, and we can get you financing as low as some people are paying $70 or $80 a month and saving $150 on the utility bill.
Wow.
I've heard that 2 or 3 times now. They've actually got a plus money. So, just now's the time. If you're thinking about, especially with older heaters, now's the time. Have that heater checked out. Change your batteries and your carbon monoxide detector if you have one, and we're not taking care of you, because it's one of the things we do when we come out. Check your carbon monoxide detector and make sure you have your battery ready. It is just about time to turn those heaters on.
All right, give us your phone number again.
1-800-AIR-REPAIR, or go to JJBurkAir.com and check it all out. Everything's on the website. It's a wonderful website, interactive. Go on there, and it talks all about us and about what we do.
Okay, and give them a call. And we'll see you next Saturday. And Spirit of Survival tomorrow, so enjoy that if you're there for the race as well. Lots to do here in Southwest Oklahoma. So.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll be back again next Saturday, same time from 9 until 9:30. You've been listening to the J&J Burke Home Show right here on KLaw 101.
Hi, I'm Jay Burke from J&J Burke Heating and Air. At J&J Burke, we just combined the rebates from PSO and CenterPoint Energy to save you thousands on the most energy-efficient systems available. J&J Burke is a 2014 PSO Partner of the Year for the entire state of Oklahoma. We are the best at getting you the rebates. So call us at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or go to JJBurkOct1 and learn how you could save thousands today. I'm Jay Burke, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Join us this time every Saturday morning for the latest technologies and professional advice to help you save money around your house. This has been the J&J Burke Home Show.
I'm Jay Burke, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.